Hey guys, it's Joey. Thank you for watching this video. In my channel, we talk about everything regarding real estate, money, and investing. And in this video, we're going to talk about real estate for beginners. Stay tuned. All right, guys, let's get into it. So today I have one of my good friends and one of my clients, Lewis, with me today. And Lewis is an investor himself. That's one thing that we have in common is that we like real estate and investing in real estate. But I wanted to bring Lewis on today just to ask a couple questions on his experience with owning rental properties and what he has done specifically through real estate. So let's go ahead and get started. Lewis, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Good to see you.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you for being on today's video.
Happy to
I know we're super excited just to hear your experience, but I wanted to ask you first, and I think a lot of people have a question on how do I get started and why to get started. But let me ask you this. Why did you choose to start making real estate a part of your investment strategy? What got you into it?
That's a great question. And honestly, if it was just on my own, I would have never gone into real estate.
Oh.
Real estate is actually a family business.
Oh, cool.
Maybe it has to do with, cultural background or family background. But everyone in my family, we just absolutely love real estate as a investment vehicle.
That's awesome.
Maybe it's a Chinese community type of thing, but obviously that as an agent, working with a lot of
as an agent,
a lot of Chinese customers for you. My dad is absolutely in love with real estate. All my uncles and aunties and.
What do you think?
Yes.
Like the main reason why you guys started with real estate? Like, was it because it was a retirement strategy, or what do you think it got you and your family just even interested in starting with buying real estate?
So this is the context. So we are aware of the real estate market in Asia. So if you look at Hong Kong, Singapore, Taiwan, Guangzhou, every place in Asia, the real estate market, it's always, it rarely, with minor little dips, it is always a safe, sound investment. So the market's over.
Long-term.
Yes, long-term investment, you can never lose with real estate.
Got it.
2007, 2008, 2009 in America was kind of an anomaly.
Yeah.
But and that's actually, we struck gold during those years.
You and your family, yeah.
But real estate, you cannot lose if you do it right.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, that's great. Thank you for answering it. All right. So the next question, Lewis, is I wanted to really make this video for people that haven't started investing into real estate yet, but are curious to, and it's more of that beginner's guide to investing in real estate. So could you walk us through the first property you bought as far as like down payment? Do you remember the price range? And has that been a good investment for you guys after you guys purchased it?
I love telling this. This is a great question.
Good.
First property I ever purchased, it was a semi-family investment.
Okay.
But the key thing with it is we went in on a traditional 20% down payment.
Okay, so you put 20% down?
That's the key thing, because for most young investors who are looking to get into this, capital is huge.
Yeah.
You have to get enough capital. But there's other ways you can kind of take advantage of it. There's FHA loans,
right.
Requires only 3% down. There's ways around it for the very, very savvy investors to really jump into it. And actually, the first property that we invested in, first of all, it's tripled in value.
Oh, wow.
It's tripled in value,
Okay.
Completely insane. And we have been renting it for like 8 years now.
Wow.
So it's been cash positive.
Oh, it has? Okay,
every
good.
month of the year for 7 years.
Damn.
I built up so much equity. That's another key word for everyone to learn. Equity.
Yeah.
Right. So that's my advice too.
So you put 20% down for 8 years. You guys have been renting the property, maybe had some rent increases, obviously had appreciation to help you out with the property. And the other thing that a lot of people don't talk about is, the tenant's paying your loan off, that 80% loan that you have, that the tenant is slowly paying that paying that off on your behalf. So that's great. Okay, that's a great first investment.
Actually, on top of that, the key thing is, depending, you have to find the right market, you have to find the right real estate agents to really run you through all the, as a first time, finding the right real estate investor, finding the right real estate agent is absolutely key because they know their market. And the thing to do is you have your agent use them as a partner because they will guide you and you will run through the numbers. Let's say, for example, I buy $100,000 house and I need to pay $1,000 every month to pay the mortgage on the traditional 20%. Well, there are opportunities out there in that price range and in that type of situation where there are markets where you can rent it out for more than $1,000. So let's say $1,100 you can rent it out right now on day one you own this property. Well, that's cash positive. That's $100. That's $100 extra in your pocket every month, every year for as long as you own that investment.
Perfect. Thank you. Awesome, Louis. Thank you very much. So the next question I had is, where did you start? Did you as far as when you decided you wanted to buy a rental property and invest into real estate, did you get pre-approved? Did you talk with a mortgage officer, a real estate agent? What did you do, or did you do some of that work yourself?
All of the above.
Okay.
All of the above. If you are really a new investor and looking into real estate, read and learn everything you can. Read and learn and talk to everyone who knows a little bit about that industry. Talk to the real estate agents, talk to the loan officers, talk to the people who are
maybe other investors in that area,
appraisers, or people who are doing your home inspections. Pick their brains for their information and their content, because all that information, it's gold. It is money in your pocket. And the coolest thing is, if you approach it the right way and you ask them, hey, Joey, I really like to know more about what you already know. Please teach me so that I can be an investor and I'll use you as a real estate agent. And you can get me the best house at the best price below market. Leverage the people who you trust, leverage those contacts, because it is vitally important, because you don't want to screw yourself over.
Right. Especially on your first one.
Exactly.
You want to get as much wisdom and counsel as possible, especially if it's your first one. But okay, no, that's great. So Louis, the last question that I have that I think we should talk about for this video, real estate for beginners, is let's say you didn't have let's say it's your first deal, or let's say your next deal. You're looking for another rental property and you didn't have the total funds for down payment and closing costs. Let's say you had half of it or a third of the money that it takes in order to buy that rental property. Would you try to find other real estate partners and maybe come up with a couple friends or other maybe family members, if you will, to come up with the rest of the down payment? Or would you just pass on a deal? I'm curious.
First of all, keep the people that care about you and people who love you close to you, because that they're going to be there to support you. So if you feel strongly enough about a opportunity and you need to just raise X amount of capital, go to the people you trust and go to the people that trust you. So first, obviously, all the basics: educate yourself, be the expert at this field. You can't just have really, you gotta go in it 100
and learn as much as you can before you go
in. And then you go and you ask and you collaborate with family, relatives, distant relatives, your grandma, your grandpa, your meemaws, and if you can confidently, and you provide all the backup for it, if you can confidently tell them, hey, this is an amazing investment opportunity.
Right.
Let's
go in with it together.
Let's partner. Okay. Let's figure out a way to split the profits. Let's figure out a way to change the cash flow, and you provide it down. I'll cover all the monthly expenses. You make it work.
Right.
You make it work, and it's because you realize that it's a huge pot of gold.
Right.
What would you do wouldn't you want to try to do everything you can to get that pot of gold if you see if you see the rainbow, right? It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So absolutely, family, friends, do whatever you can.
Okay. Yeah. And most people, especially in our market, depending on the property, if you're putting 20% down, oddly enough, that's probably $100,000 or greater. But half of that, $50,000, is a lot more easier to come up with than $100,000. Mm-hmm. So if that means that you have to even bring your equity even below 50%, but to bring on a couple investors just to get a deal, it sounds like you would do that. Is that right?
We bought 5-6 properties like this, $50,000 cash, $50,000. It's in the middle of nowhere, but the numbers made sense where it's $50,000 and it was bound to increase in valuation, but you don't even need to worry about the valuation. You just worry about the cash flow, how much you can rent for it. And, luckily this was kind of, this was Central Valley in California, so California, people love California, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Not everyone's leaving. Some people are coming back in. $50,000, you can get a house, right?
Yeah.
So who doesn't?
In a market.
Yeah. So can you work on getting $50,000 from partners?
So, right. Yeah, no, that's a great question. All right, guys, lastly, we want to leave you with some other helpful tips and books for you guys to look into for more information. And so a couple books that we would recommend, number one, at least for me, that really opened up my eyes, is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There's another one from a Millionaire Real Estate Investor by Gary Keller, and there's a couple other guys. Do you have a couple books or any other helpful resources for other people?
Great question. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, absolute must. Read it regularly.
Yeah.
Keep reading it, because you'll get nuggets and nuggets of information that you don't get on the first couple of reads.
It's true.
So Joey, maybe you're the expert on this for books. This is my advice to, the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds out there. Honestly, I haven't read a book in like 4 years.
Oh, wow.
My trick is, why get books who every once in a while, once a book is published, right, 6 months down the line, that information might be outdated. So what I do every night to prepare and learn about real estate tips? YouTube. YouTube. Don't go subscribe to the old videos that are a year ago. A year ago in this industry could be a lifetime.
Before COVID.
yes, exactly. Okay. Things are constantly changing. Yes, read the books, educate yourself. That's a foundational thing, but it's YouTube videos. There's so much amazing content out there, right? Joey's got good stuff.
You're right. I mean, and there's another channel, Bigger Pockets. Yeah, they're a real estate channel on YouTube, and they have really good stuff. All things real estate, with flipping, renting, the Burr method, Airbnbs. There's so much stuff. There's actually a couple of books that Bigger Pockets Network has wrote recently that I actually read. I'm blanking on the names, but there's a lot of resources, and YouTube is a great avenue to start. Louis, thank you for joining, man. Appreciate it.
Every time.
Awesome. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. We appreciate you watching it. Please like and subscribe this video. We would really appreciate your help and support, just helping our channel grow. And feel free to share this with somebody that's curious on starting investing into real estate. Thank you. Have a good rest of the day.